everyone. Hope you're well. It's Adam at Six Silver Seals, and we're going to talk today about the newest transit to take place. It started early this morning, and it's going to run for about 2.5 weeks as Mercury has moved into Aries. And if, like me, you're trapped at your house during quarantine, what a wonderful time to do something creative because Mercury in Aries is really going to fire up that process. Um, Normally, I would caution you to develop some stick-to-itiveness because Aries, as we all know, and I'm personally no stranger to it, having Aries as my sun sign, is notorious for starting projects and not finishing them. So there will be a lot of oomph to get moving on something, but not maybe so much to actually see it through to completion. Um, However, like I said, a great time to start a creative project, or at least to start doing like the brainstorming for it. Um, Take the time to really think about it and stretch it out. That way, when Mercury moves into Taurus towards the end of this month, and your thought patterns are going to develop some solidity, some stability. You'll be able to actually get moving on those projects. But chipping away at it a little at a time is always a good start. You'll certainly have the energy to initiate bits and pieces of it, but don't. The trick is not letting yourself get discouraged that you had all the motivation in the world to get all the materials you needed, and now you don't feel like working on it. That will happen. It's totally fine. Roll with it. Luckily, Mercury is an easy planet to roll with because of its own inherent speed. The other thing about Mercury in Aries, the one that you should be careful of, particularly if you're stuck someplace in quarantine, sorry, an itch, is that it can tend to make you a little bit more quick-tempered, more irritable, a little bit on the not so much on the my way or the highway side, but definitely a thing where it will be all too easy to run away with your first impression of what someone is saying to you, and your first impression of what someone is saying to you is much more likely to be combative than they meant it to be. So be careful, like I say, to take the time to think through a conversation. Don't start needless arguments, and don't assume that what you heard is what was meant to be said. Not as bad with with Mercury retrogrades, but miscommunication is definitely a possible issue under Aries and Mercury. Um, so I said this happened early this morning, just a little bit after midnight. This will run until Monday, April 27th. At which point, like I said, Mercury moves into Taurus, and at that point things will slow down a little more, and we can take some of the work we've done with Mercury in Aries and actually develop it with Mercury in Taurus. But that is the review of this aspect. Short, sweet, and to the point. Like I said, Mercury likes speed. For a more blow-by-blow account of how it's going to affect you directly, you can always find me on Facebook or Patreon, where you can get stuff like personalized readings. In the meantime, be well, take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you next time.